Alright everyone, welcome back to Modern Warfare 3. In this video, while there will be gameplay in the background, it is going to be focused more on me just talking to you guys about the future, specifically Black Ops 6. I did one of these types of videos going from Vanguard into Modern Warfare 2 because I spoke about it in that video, so if you want to see it in full, you can go watch the video. But basically, I stopped playing Vanguard basically like a little bit less than halfway through its life cycle. I started playing Apex because I really didn't like Vanguard. So I talked about things I was really looking forward to in Modern Warfare 2 that I was hoping would bring me back to Call of Duty, because at heart I'm a Call of Duty kid, and having left to go play Apex, I mean, I enjoyed it a lot. I think Apex is the best battle royale out right now, and it was kind of a blessing in disguise. But at the same time, I'm a Call of Duty kid at heart and I want to play COD. So I made a video talking about things I wanted in Modern Warfare 2, and hoping that it would bring me back to COD. So now I'm gonna make one going into Black Ops 6. I didn't make one going into Modern Warfare 3 because for me, basically, it was like, okay, this is a DLC to Modern Warfare 2, so there's no real reason to make one going into Modern Warfare 3. So I'm going to talk about Black Ops 6, but before we talk about Black Ops 6, I want to recap and kind of talk about Modern Warfare 3, the good things in Modern Warfare 3, and the bad things in Modern Warfare 3 that I hope don't transfer or carry over into BO6. Now, to start off with the Modern Warfare 3, let's talk about the negatives first, and then we'll finish it off talking about the positives. So, some of the negatives. The snipers became overpowered later on in the life cycle, probably like the second half of the life cycle of this game. A lot like they did in Black Ops Cold War, which for me, I hate for two reasons. One, I'm a sniper like main. I love sniping. It's what I love doing. If I ever play pubs, that's what I want to do. But when they're overpowered, it's not fun. So in Black Ops 6, in Black Ops Cold War, I basically never sniped. There was always an issue in that game because they were super overpowered. So I would have a snipe class, but it was kind of like in Modern Warfare 2019 where you had your 725 class for when you ran into people who were doing the same thing. But I basically stayed away from snipers. And in this game, it was kind of the same way. And then the second reason I hate that the snipers are overpowered is because they get G8 in rank. They get G8 out of competitive. And I hate that. I like having snipers in competitive. Last year in Modern Warfare 2, snipers weren't competitive, and it made it really fun. There were certain maps where it's like, okay, I'm going to run a snipe. I'm going to go here. You can't do that anymore. So on certain maps like Invasion, Karachi, where you can run a sniper and hold certain lanes with a sniper, you just can't because they're G8, because they're too good. And I think that should be more well balanced in BO6, and that was definitely a negative from Modern Warfare 3. Another negative from Modern Warfare 3 is that the maps that we got at launch and up until like a little while into the game, they were all old maps. They were all nostalgic maps, and while that can be good off rip, the nostalgia wears off pretty quickly, and then it becomes just like, oh wait, like these maps aren't as good as I remember. And usually that's because the way people play the game now is very different. People are much better at the game than they were back in the day. The way everybody plays is very different, so the maps play differently. So sometimes they were good for the way you played back then, but now not as much. And so I think having that issue where they're all old maps, they didn't really fit well. I mean, we were playing, and especially in competitive, we were playing like Terminal S&D, Terminal Hardpoint, and it was just like a Skid Row Hardpoint with a horrific P2. They just didn't work for the way people play now, and I think that's something that they need to take into account going to BO6. The next negative is something that's been a problem since probably halfway, like a real big issue since about halfway through Season 1, maybe even off the beginning of Season 1 of Ranked, and that is cheaters. Ranked is infested with cheaters, and it's sincerely an issue. Like halfway through Season 1 of Ranked, or maybe even halfway through Season 2, I don't exactly remember, I turned off crossplay, and I haven't turned it on since. It got turned on twice by accident off of updates that reset the settings and shit, and it reset it, and I noticed immediately. You get into a lobby and you're like, oh wait, there's no crossplay, because it's almost instantly always a cheater or two cheaters or a stack of cheaters, and that's a problem because it ruins Ranked, especially in the higher ranks. It just ruins Ranked unless you can play console with crossplay off. You're just screwed. You're dealing with cheaters all day long, non-stop, and that's not acceptable. So I think going into the next game, that's something they need to really focus on as well. Now, let's talk about the positives, because there were positives in Modern Warfare 3. I want to start by saying this before I get into the actual specific positives. This Modern Warfare 3, this Call of Duty, the current one, before Black Ops 6, in my opinion, is the best Call of Duty that they have put out since BO4. Now, you can make the argument for Modern Warfare 2019, and I will listen to that argument. I won't argue against it. I liked Modern Warfare 2019 as a COD. I enjoyed playing it a lot. But I put this game is just slightly ahead of Modern Warfare 2019, and to me, this is the best Call of Duty we've had as a skeleton of COD, if you will, since Black Ops 4. And this is going to go into the positives now. The gunplay in this game is very good. The fact that it's 150 health is fantastic. That's what it should be. I could understand maybe tweaking it to 125, but I think 150 is probably the sweet spot. I think you should probably keep it there. The camo grind was really, really good. It's the same as it was in Modern Warfare 2. It's not super complicated, not super difficult, but it is still, you still got to put a lot of time and effort into it regardless. That's something that it should be in every COD. Like, for example, the Modern Warfare 2019 camo grind was ridiculous. It was excessively tedious for no reason, and then that kind of kept going forward. Vanguard was by far the worst, just because it took so long to level up everything that it made it so tedious. So, to me, once Modern Warfare 2's camo grind came out, and that's the way they should all be, where it still takes time, you still have to put time and effort into it and put hours into it, but it's not super tedious where it takes you so long that it just gets boring and unfun. It should still be fun and engaging, and the challenges themselves in specific are a lot better, because I remember in Modern Warfare 2019 you had to do mounted kills, 100 mounted kills, 100 hit fires. It was just like like right now the way it is, where like it doesn't require you to do those kinds of things and play super weird or super different from the way you would normally play to achieve the camo. That's the way it should be. Don't force people to sit in a corner and mount up to get camos, because that just makes it unfun for everyone. It makes it unfun for the people playing against them because they're just mounted up and camping, and it makes it unfun for the people playing that way because they have to mount up and camp and they can't move. So I think that the camo grind, the way it was in this game and in Modern Warfare 2, that should carry over. It should be the same way in Black Ops 6. Another thing I think they should 100% carry over into the next game, which is actually a thing that they did first in Modern Warfare 3, is the weekly challenges. Now, I'm not saying the armory unlock challenges. Those, I think, are dumb. I don't think that should be in the game. I don't think it should be okay for you to reach max level and still not have things unlocked because you didn't do daily challenges or do whatever you needed to do in, like, challenges-wise to unlock them. That is dumb. It should be the way it was in the other CODs. You level up to 55, you have everything unlocked. You prestige, and it relocks everything, and you have to re-unlock everything. It shouldn't be a thing where it's behind challenges. That's dumb, in my opinion, and it shouldn't be that way. But the weekly challenges, where you have every week you get a set of 6 challenges or 7, I think it's actually, might be 8 challenges. You have to complete 5 of them, and then you get like a reward. And usually it's an aftermarket part that gives you basically a new weapon every week, which is awesome. I like that. And then at the end, if you complete all the weeks, you get a camo. That's dope. I think that should carry forward into Black Ops 6. I think that was a really good idea. Whoever came up with that, kudos to you. That was a really, really good idea. Every week you hop on, you have a new challenge, you have new weapons, because the aftermarket part changes whatever weapon it goes on, and it's like having a new weapon every week, and that's dope. So that should definitely carry forward into Black Ops 6 from Modern Warfare 3. The next thing, and the last thing, definitely not the least though, that I want to talk about in Modern Warfare 3 that it was good, was the live service. The live service in Modern Warfare 3, give Sledgehammer their props. It was really good. They had events very often that you can get camos and unlock cool things from. And I think that kind of stuff is something that engages the community. It's something that was really good. The live service in this game was phenomenal, and they need to take that forward into BO6. Okay, so now let's talk about BO6, shall we? It's right here, right around the corner. We're about a week away, almost exactly a week away from the beta, which I'm super excited. There are going to be videos on that. I'm going to be grinding the hell out of it. It's over 2 weekends, and I'm really excited for that. But let's talk about things in Black Ops 6 that I hope that we know are going to be in it. We're confirmed. And things that I kind of just hope are in it. For one, let's get this out of the way immediately because it's not going to change. They're not going to do anything about it, but I want to talk about it briefly. Now, skill-based matchmaking and specifically team balancing. So skill-based matchmaking is just going to stay in the game. For those of you who don't know what skill-based matchmaking is, basically, the way the game works is, depending how good you are, depending on your stats, depending on your KD, all that kind of thing, it matches you with players that are similar to that level. And normally, that's fine, except in a game where you also have a ranked mode, what that does is it basically makes ranked and pubs no different. The only difference between ranked and pubs is that you have a reward for playing ranked while you don't for pubs. So it basically makes pubs obsolete for the good players. There's no reason to play pubs, play ranked, because it's the same thing. But that's never going to change. And that is what it is. That's just playing people that are your skill level. It is what it is. The thing I despise more than anything that I think they should tweak is the team balancing. For those of you who don't know what that is, basically if you're playing, for example, let's say Search and Destroy, which is basically what I play now. I don't really play anything else in pubs, only if I'm grinding for a camo or grinding for a challenge or something like that. But if I'm just playing pubs to play pubs, I'm playing Search. Let's say you're playing Search. It's 6v6 in pubs. Basically, what the game's going to do is it's going to find the best player in the lobby. It's going to look at the stats, find the best player in the lobby. It's going to put him on a team with 5 people who don't know what they're doing. And then on the other side, it's going to be it's going to be probably like 2 or 3 really good players that are just below the player that's the best in the lobby. 2 okay to average players, and then 1 bad player. And so what's going to happen is no one's going to be happy. The really, really good player in the lobby has 5 shitters on his team and has to drop 50 kills, not 50, has to drop 30 kills to win a search, and then the 5 kids on his team are getting farmed by the other kids from the other team, but the other team is not happy because they're getting farmed by the guy who's the best player in the lobby. To me, that's not the way it should be. I'm not saying that it has to be completely random, but if you're going to put skill-based matchmaking in to make it everybody be around your level, make it more even, right? Instead of having like the best player have no good players, have the best player have like 1 more good player. Maybe if depending how the lobby is split, you have 2 more good players. Then on the other side, you have 3 good players, 2 average players, or 3 average players, and then 3 good players and 2 bad players. Just even it out better because it becomes unfun for everybody when the balancing for the teams isn't evened out. So that I think can be tweaked a little bit, but they're not going to touch skill-based matchmaking, so there's no point talking about it. Next, I want to talk about the gunsmith. That's something else that I'm hoping in Black Ops 6 the gunsmith isn't super complicated. We don't need a billion attachments. I know it's going to be more or less the same as Modern Warfare 3. And when it comes to Modern Warfare 3, the gunsmith was not bad. I like that you can see the statistics. It was fairly easy to understand. There were a ridiculous amount of attachments, but it wasn't super difficult to understand, especially once you kind of knew what the classes more or less were. You can kind of work around it. And I think that kind of should continue forward and even try to simplify it even a little bit more for BO6. Another thing is the visuals. Now, visuals are very important, and I don't mean necessarily just bright colors, though that would be nice. I mean visuals, like being able to see other players. There's so many times in Modern Warfare 3, it happened in Modern Warfare 2, where you get shot from a certain direction, you aim that way, and you just cannot see who's shooting at you, and they're not behind cover. You just cannot see them. That shouldn't happen. If they're behind cover, obviously you shouldn't be able to see them, but if they're not behind cover, you should be able to see them. It shouldn't be impossible to see them when they're shooting at you. Another thing that is confirmed coming in BO6, or that's not confirmed coming in BO6, but we're assuming it's coming in BO6, I should say, is 150 health again, which it should be that way. Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 3, not Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 3 had 150 health. That's the way it should be. I don't like when the TTK is so fast that every gun is basically a shotgun. That it just doesn't feel right when you play the game. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel smooth. I could understand the argument to maybe bring it down to 125, but I don't think that should be the case. I think it should stay at 150 going forward. I think that's the perfect amount of health, and it should stay that way. Now let's talk about things that are 100% confirmed coming in Black Ops 6. They revealed it at the Xbox Showcase.
I should have had that. I fucking trolled so bad.
And the first thing we're going to talk about is the big thing, the talk of the town, what everybody's talking about, what everybody is, the big hoopla, if you will, is, and that is Omni Movement. Now, for those of you who don't know what Omni Movement is, I'll put in a little clip here for those who don't know, for a little visual aid. Basically, Omni Movement is a new movement system where you can sprint in any direction, you can slide in any direction, you can dive in any direction, and you can, when you're prone, I don't know if this counts technically as the Omni Movement, but it's the same kind of movement mechanics difference. When you're prone now, you're what's called a supine prone, which basically means you can turn 360 degrees while being prone. Instead of having to twist your whole body around to aim behind you while you're prone, you literally just rotate. And I'm excited for that because I'm a player that likes to use the movement in the game. I like to fly around. I've had hybrid on for so long. Literally since almost the beginning of ranked, I've had hybrid on. It's just, I like being able to dive across but also slide. I like being able to use the movement and like you know, sliding off of edges and sliding off of railings and sliding off of like the corners and stuff. I like that kind of stuff, and so movement to me is really important. It's another thing that Modern Warfare 2 didn't have that I hated about it, was that the movement was really bad. It felt really slow, and it just wasn't good. To me, Modern Warfare 2 was an abomination of a COD, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, but the movement wasn't good. In this game, the movement was good. In Modern Warfare 3, I should say, the movement was good. And now in Black Ops 6, it's getting even crazier, and I'm excited for that. And that's something that obviously everybody's talking about because it's something that is game-changing. We never had it in Call of Duty before, and it's something that's super, super exciting going forward, and I'm really excited for it. Another thing that was confirmed as well in the Xbox showcase is that Classic Prestige is back, and I'm so excited for that. For those of you who don't know what Classic Prestige is, first of all, younglings, welcome, because Classic Prestige was a thing back in the day, and I loved prestiging, and it made Prestige worth something. So Classic Prestige basically means you reach level 55, and once you reach level 55, you get the option to hit Prestige 1. If you choose to go to Prestige 1, it relocks everything, and you have to re-unlock everything as you level up. Then once you hit the next level benchmark, you get the option to go to Prestige 2, and you repeat all the way till you finish, and you get Prestige Master. And in this game, you're going to get another 1,000 levels after Prestige Master to finish it off. I like that, because it makes Prestige worth something. When you see somebody with a high Prestige emblem, you're like, holy shit, this person's played a lot. They've prestiged, 9, 10 times, whatever it is. There's going to be 10 prestiges in Black Ops 6. And when you see somebody who's Prestige 9, you're like, holy crap, this guy's played a lot. He's put a lot of time into it. He's Prestige 9. Like, that's crazy. I love that. In the old games, that's how it was. And then they changed it. I don't remember what COD it was where they changed it, but they changed it where prestiging was just like you just hit a certain level, you hit the first prestige. You hit a certain level, you hit the second. There was no penalty. It was just you played and you just hit prestige. And I don't necessarily like that. Another thing that they might, I don't know if they're bringing in, but I hope they do, is prestige tokens. So prestige tokens, I don't remember what card they added it in, but basically when you prestige, you get a token every time you prestige. And the token allows you to unlock one thing immediately when you prestige. I like that a lot. I think they should put that as well. I don't know if they will. That hasn't been confirmed. But I do believe that should be in the game. Another thing coming that I'm very, very, very excited about is theater mode. I personally am excited for it because I'm really looking forward to how this can affect my content. Different ideas I already have running through my head for content, like spectating randoms. I could go into theater mode and spectate a random, a whole game, where they're going, what they're doing, where they're looking, everything. It's going to be, for me, that's amazing content. I can also, if you make like a really cool play, I can get the POV of the other players in that play that I'm killing or I'm outplaying, and that can be in the video. So the content ideas, because of theater mode, just flying through my head, and I love that theater mode is back. The reason that take it out is because that's how people were hacking the game. They were getting through the files of theater mode. So I'm hoping they found a solution to that, obviously, and now they're bringing theater mode back, and I absolutely love that. Another thing coming that has also been confirmed is that Verdansk is coming back. Now, I'm not much of a Warzone player. I did play Verdansk back in the day when it was Warzone 1, and I played Resurgence when it first came out on Rebirth. And to me, I like that. I like that they're kind of going back to the roots. It reminds me of Fortnite when they had the whole, like, bringing out the old maps for nostalgia purposes recently. I like that. But at the same time, they have to make changes because I never even touched. Like, I know Warzone 2 was an abomination, and then the next iteration that came out with Modern Warfare 3, I never even touched it. I think I played one game of it. And it just really wasn't that fun. It's like the looting system is weird. Like, it's just, I don't know. They need to adjust it and make it back the way it was at the beginning. Because that was, I know that it's never going to be the same. Because when the first Warzone came out, that was mid-pandemic. Everybody was at home. Everyone was on Warzone. But at the same time, I still think they need to kind of go back towards something more of that type than what they've kind of skewed into. Because the new ones are just not it. Obviously, you're going to have ranked Verdansk, I think, for the first time. I don't think ranked was out when Verdansk was out. I think they didn't come out till much later. But that's something that's also been confirmed to be coming out. So for all those Warzone players out there, if you're watching this, you're a Warzone player, congrats. I'm sure you're excited for that. Another thing that is coming, that was confirmed, is round-based zombies. For those who don't know, and I don't know if I've talked about it on the channel, so you might not, I love zombies. When in BO2, I put so many hours into zombies. I literally just would go into transit and I would play for hours on that map. I loved round-based zombies. And then since then, almost, I don't even know when the last good zombies was. But it feels like that's been the best zombies ever, and it hasn't really gotten anywhere since. The last couple of zombies iterations, Cold War, this game zombies was awful. I played it a little bit at the beginning just to level things up, but it was not a fun zombies experience, as it were. It was more DMZ-ish than zombies. And that's not, in my opinion, that's not how it should be. ROM-based zombies is what COD is. Like, that's what it was. When zombies was first a thing, that's all I knew. That's all there was ROM-based zombies. That's how it should be, in my opinion. And so I'm super excited. There are going to be 2 maps off launch for zombies, and it's ROM-based, and I'm super excited to actually get my teeth into zombies again. It's still going to be probably a really good way to level up, which is why I'm going to play it the most. Especially when rank comes out. I probably won't be playing it as much, so at the beginning I'm going to be playing it more for leveling up weapons and things. But if it is really fun, I can still see myself playing it just for fun, just to kind of cool down and just have a fun game session where I'm not raging and trying super hard. I can just jump into zombies and have a good time. So I'm super duper excited for that. And I want to leave off with something that's not confirmed or we don't really know information about going into Black Ops 6, and that is the anti-cheat. I will say this, for ranked specifically, there are 2 huge issues that they need to address: cheaters.
No way you're reading that.
And Smurfs.
He's full of shit. He's full of shit.
Cheaters and Smurfs need to be addressed.
In a million fucking years.
For those who don't know what Smurfs are, basically it's making a new account, playing on a brand new account so that you get into lower skilled lobbies or lower ranked lobbies, and then you can just farm people in lower ranked lobbies. That's been an issue in Modern Warfare 3 since, I don't know, season 2 of ranked or season 3 of ranked. It's been a huge issue. Every lobby is 2 or 3 Smurfs. And that's just not, that shouldn't be that way. And then in terms of ranked, in terms of cheaters, that was a huge issue. Like I said, I've had a cross playoff, I don't know how long now, because every lobby was cheaters, even on console. And even now, I'm still getting some with cross playoff on console because you can tell when they use Zims or when they and then especially once Game Pass, it came out on Game Pass and you're able to go through Xbox and the whole thing, you can find a way to play on PC through Game Pass on console. And so basically it made it so that there's still here and there, it's not as common, a lot more rare, but here and there will still be cheaters, and you can tell them pretty easily. So that needs to be addressed going into Black Ops 6. But overall, I am super duper excited for Black Ops 6. I'm super happy for everything I've seen so far. The beta's in a week. I'm gonna be playing the hell out of that, grinding it. And I'll make another video after the beta is over, after the second weekend, talking about my experience. Very similar to this, where I just sit and talk to you guys, talking about my experience in Black Ops 6, what I thought about it, what I thought about the beta, things that need to be improved, things that I think were really good, all that kind of stuff. So that'll happen at the second, after the second weekend of the beta, because I think it goes, it's like from the 30th to like the 4th, and then the 4th to the 9th, or something like that, 4th to the 10th, something. I don't know what it is. It's basically 2 weekends. It's not just one. I'm pretty sure. So I'm really excited for that. That's in about a week. I'm super excited for that. So yeah, look forward to that. And I really enjoy doing this. I don't do these very often. At least I haven't recently, because I've been basically just playing ranked. There are some games lined up that I'm going to be playing going forward, where it's going to be just a straight up playthrough where I just kind of hang out with you guys and play a solo single player playthrough of a game. That'll all come out before Black Ops 6 drops. Once Black Ops 6 drops, I'm going to be no life in that game. So, or at least most likely will be no life in that game if it is at least decent. So, but I do have those games lined up, especially horror games for October. So I'm super excited for that. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for 200 subscribers. I almost forgot to say that. I didn't think I would get to 50 subs, let alone 200, but we're at 200 and still climbing, and I love you guys so much for that. I don't do this for views. I do this because I love fucking doing it, and I love that you guys love me fucking being an idiot on the internet. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one, baby. Listen, I was fucking moving right there, baby.